Hello, welcome back to my Let's Play Thaumcraft 2015 series. So, I have changed the look of the Thaumcraft room a little bit. I have moved the warded jars closer to the infusion matrix, so we shouldn't have the problems that we had last time with the aqua being too far from the matrix. I have also added a second filing cabinet for ethereal essence. It's one of the few sources of Aurum Essentia that I know of in the game. Maybe the only one. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I know it's rare. So you can get ethereal essence from killing wisps or breaking nodes. Unless you know you won't need that node, I would advise against breaking them. They're not all that common. They're not rare, but they're not super common. I have put some chests over here, plenty of eggs to destroy in the deconstruction table, and other miscellaneous Thaumcraft stuff, and the tool rack and oak bookcase over here, when I will need that. And I've moved the Crucible up over here, and because of what we're doing, I think I have to put it above ground. I don't think I can put it at this level anymore that I want it at, but yeah, that was unfortunate. So, alright, so right now what I want to do is I'd like to stop needing to refill my Crucible when it's empty. I want something to fill it for me automatically, and what's going to do that is a golem with a decanting core. So if you go to the Thaumonomicon on the Golemancy tab, you can see the fill core and the decanting core. The fill core is a purchased research, but it is a prerequisite for the decanting core. Once you get the decanting core, you can see that you can make it in a Crucible with a blank animation core as the activator, 5 aqua, and 5 vacuos. I got the vacuos from glass bottles and the aqua from sugarcane. Now, depending on what's cheaper for you, glass or wood, chests might be a better source of vacuos, because a chest has 4 vacuos, and that would only require 2 pieces of wood to get 4. And so that's a cheap recipe if you have wood available. I happen to find a bunch of glass bottles in my travels, so I just use those instead. They have 1 vacuos apiece. Alright, so once we have the golem and the decanting core, what do we need to do to him? Well, it looks like I need to attach him to the front. Now, I'm not sure if that's quite the case or if he couldn't pathfind around this area. But either way, I have to put him on the front, I believe. So I will stick him here, give him his animation core, and then we have to mark the water for him because he doesn't know where water is instinctively. So right click to select him. You can see his primary target is marked. We will go mark this infinite water source, and he will run over and fill up the Crucible for me. And he just sits there and waits until he has to do it again. So, no water, water, no water. Yeah, so he is relatively efficient, which might be a problem when I'm trying to break my dirt, but I guess we'll see how that goes. So there is a decanting core, which is a nice way of keeping an inventory filled. It's great for the Crucible. I no longer need to hold this bucket back here to keep the water. Alright. When I was making another blank animation core for this, I was thinking about my setup with my thermal expansion machines and the item ducts that put my items into here and put them in my storage system are incredibly slow, and I'm tired of that. So I would like to make a faster system for taking my items out and putting them into my chests. So to do that, I'm going to need to build some more machines. So I'm going to go get what we need to get that, and I'll be back when I have those materials. Alright, I think I have all the material we need to start getting our item ducts upgraded to impulse item ducts, which will allow us to transfer our items much faster. So I've torn up most of the infrastructure getting ready for this, so let's go over and make what we need to get our impulse item ducts. Now, to turn a regular item duct into an impulse item duct, we need energized glowstone. There are two ways I know of you can get this, either with a magma crucible from thermal expansion or in the smeltery. I'm going to use the magma crucible just because it's part of thermal expansion. Just feels right to me to use the same mod whenever possible. So we will use the magma crucible for many things in the game, so I think it's fine to go ahead and use it for this. So we need some Invar gears, nether brick, leadstone energy cell frame, a basic machine frame, and a redstone reception coil. So let's see here. Reception coil, Invar gears, leadstone energy cell frame, and I need a tin gear before I can make that. Alright. There we go, a magma crucible. Oh, I haven't scanned Invar gear. I never made those before, so let me go ahead and scan those real quick before I finish up this recipe. Everything else looks fine, so there we go, a magma crucible. Alright, there is step one. There's my cobble whitestone. I don't think these machines are going to output into the system, so there we go, magma crucible. So, after you get the energized glowstone, you need a way to put it into the item ducts, and to do that you need a fluid transposer. So, we're going to make one of those now. Alright, bucket, machine frame, glass, copper gear, redstone reception coil. Pretty similar to all the thermal expansion machines. Let's see here. Get my machine frame. And that should be it, I think. Yeah. Double check I've scanned everything. Alright, there we go, a fluid transposer. So, magma crucibles melt down items and turn them into other things. So you can get lava from this, you can get energized glowstone, there's energized redstone or something they call it. I can't remember quite what they call it, but alright, so we are going to output directly into the fluid transposer. Alright, it's full up. Alright, so that's looking good so far. So there are our basic machines. And I'm going to put the energetic infuser back right here. And then we will have the rest of the pipe machines going down to the MFR unifier and then back into the chest. So, let's see how much glowstone we're going to need to make those impulse item ducts. Well, I've got 24 of these item ducts, and let's see here. Looks like we need 200 millibuckets to make an impulse item duct. You get 250 from a piece of glowstone. So it looks like 4 pieces of glowstone will do 5 of these things. Hope my math's right there. Let's see here. Glowstone, glowstone. 4 would do 5. So I need 16. That should do 20. Assuming I can do math, which is a big if. Alright, put the glowstone dust in. It starts dumping the energized glowstone into here. And let's go put more fuel, because I know that the magma crucible is quite a beast on power. So going to want to take care of that if possible. Yeah, it's using power faster than our leadstone flux ducts can supply it. So we're going to need to upgrade our power transfer as well, but we'll get to that as soon as we can. So let's see here. Here's some energized glowstone. Alright. Let's just start putting things in here. Put the items in there. There we go. Impulse item ducts. Alright, let me scan one of those. Alright, so going to want to put the rest of our machines back now. So let me get the unifier back. It's going to go back over here. And then we're going to go back over here to the pipes. Alright. Alright, I think I need to tell it not to connect to that one. Actually, no, looks like it's already good for that. Alright. So, we've got our ability to pull out, although there is another limitation here with this servo because it only pulls out 4 items at a time, and that only happens every 3 seconds. So we might want to upgrade the servos as well to get this working. They're going to transfer through the pipe very quickly, but to get out of this machine is going to be slow. So running into another slowdown there. Let's see here. I've got 8 more of these ducts. Got 3 left. So looks like I was able to do 21. Did I miscount? No, 20. Okay. Alright, so my math was correct. So let's put the rest of these back here, but not on the floor. What did I do last time? I guess I did that. Probably going to want to put the machines back before I do that. So let's see, how many machines do I have? Got the sawmill, the pulverizer, and the redstone furnace. Looks like we're going to need 3 of these on the bottom, and I need not that one. 3 more of my leadstone flux ducts. And then I need my machines, my sawmill, my pulverizer, my redstone furnace. And then we will go back from here, disconnect that. Alright. That looks good. So now all I have to do is test it. So everything good there. It looks good. It's got power. Power is in here. And we're running things. Everything's charging. Okay, so that all looks good. So let's see if the item ducts actually help out. And it looks like my configuration was fine. Don't know why I did that. Yeah, okay. Output at the bottom, output at the bottom. What can we pulverize or cook up? Well, how about some gold dust? Got plenty of that. So, it's going to pull these out. It's pulling them out pretty quickly. And as you can see, they're building up in the unifier. And every 3 seconds, it's going to pull out 4. Or it would if I had configured the servo to not ask for a redstone signal. Alright. Let's see here. Alright, 5, 9, 12, 13. Okay, I can at least watch the progress now, and it is making progress, which is more than could be said before when we first made the system. It was just really slow to do that before, and it wasn't making me very happy with the speed of this. So I definitely want to upgrade that servo, and I want to upgrade my power transfer and probably my battery as well. My lead-stone energy cell is starting to be a little bit lax in my power situation, so probably time to go ahead and upgrade that. I really don't like that my pipes have to go back behind this wall here. It would be much nicer if they could just be down, so I may have to see what we can do about that. I may end up replacing my cobble whitestone floor. I'll see how that goes. Let me check time, see if we have time to show you a better servo, and I'll be back when I've done that. Okay, so we've got plenty of time to talk about upgrading the thermal expansion gear. So the first level is just leadstone. The second level is hardened, and you generally get hardened level by adding Invar to your stuff. So a servo with Invar gets you a hardened servo. Servos can extract every 3 seconds up to 4 items. Hardened servos can extract every 2 seconds up to 16 items. So that's a big upgrade over the regular one, and that should help us out with our unifier. As for the leadstone flux ducts and leadstone energy cell, to convert those to hardened, again, it's just more Invar. Alright, there we go. A hardened energy cell can store up to 2 million redstone flux, and it can send 800 at a time, whereas the leadstone, 400,000, only sending 200 at a time. So that's better on that. Alright. And finally, leadstone flux ducts can transfer up to 200 redstone flux per tick. So we want to upgrade those to hardened flux duct. And they will transfer 800, the same as the hardened energy cell. Alright, there we go. So all of this should have kept things like it was. Just can put more energy in there now. So going to put everything back the way it was. And I'm going to have to move this machine so I can put my covers back. Let's see here. Put the cover on first, I think. Alright, that's good for that. And then that and that. And tell it not to connect. Not that it matters, really. Break that so I can get out. The one annoying thing about placing stuff is it's sometimes hard to jump in that half block space that things like that generally occupy. Alright, so there we go. We now have a hardened energy cell with hardened energy ducts, which will transfer more power to our machines. And finally, our hardened servo, put that in here and enable it to be ignored. In addition to the stack size transfer being increased, we can also have more sorting slots, and we can use metadata, which we're not going to use for this. And the black list, white list is irrelevant for this. We want it to pull out everything in here. The only thing I notice that's a problem is obsidian. It converts it to some material which I don't want, but with the chisel tool I can turn it back into regular obsidian, so wasn't a big deal for me like that. So I'm probably going to leave it like it is. Alright. That seems like a good wrapping up point to me. We've upgraded all of our thermal expansion machines, and our system will be much faster now. So, I will see you next time.